Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, the HornBlasters.com Super Late Models, presented by Truspeed Motorsports. Tonight we come to the Fairbury American Legion Speedway for round number 5 of the series. Good evening, race fans. My name is Brett Wheeler. Thank you for joining us alongside Stephen McMoon. Stephen, welcome back into the booth, and thank you for covering for last week at Eldora. We've got another 100 lap on the program for tonight, and well, it's going to be an absolute doozy.
Well, last week was a blast, I must say, to fill in for you, and glad to be back this week with you.
Alright, qualifying on the program now. Of course, this is fixed setup. Of course, all drivers on the same setup. We've got just under 1 minute of qualifying left. 10 drivers have taken a time. We're looking at still 2 more drivers to complete the lap here at the Fairbury Speedway. Ricky Sanders, this driver that you're watching on screen at the moment in car number 14. So far, quick time to beat with a 12.548. Shane James. Stevie's got a 10th over the rest of the field. Davin Cardwell, a 10th behind him in second. Quick Chris Fisher's third. Jordan Casey fourth, and Brad Dyer around at your top 5. A tenth of a second at the moment at this small of a racetrack when it comes to fixed setup racing. All signs are looking good for Shane James.
It definitely is. That means he's been practicing. He knows the line to run, and it's something Bailey or Cardwell's going to have to learn. Davin, yes, has going to have to learn to catch up with, which should be fine, I'm sure, because it's going to start up front if it's here.
Alright, so we've still got one car just still circulating on the racetrack, but that will conclude tonight's qualifying session, of course. Shane James goes quick time. We'll split the field into 2, Steve, and obviously you line up Heat 1 for the inside row of tonight's feature event, and Heat 2 will line up the outside row. Just a short 8-lap distance for the heat races, a 100-lap main event. And of course, let's take a look now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid. Starting on pole, in car number 3, he went quick time this evening. Car number 3 of Shane James will start position number 1. Position 2 will see the 13 of Chris Fisher line up on the outside of that front row. Second row inside at a position 3, car number 56 of Brad Dyer. Donald Swanson in the 44 will line up at a position 4. Corey Wenzel in the 888 will line up at a position 5. And Paul Balfour and Chad Sainsbury did not grid. I don't even know if they're in the server. So again, that's just going to put just the 5 cars in this one. And Steve, you think with this shorter field with only 8 laps, you would think that Shane James would be the class of this field and should be able to get the job done in heat number 1.
I mean, you would think that, but I mean, in previous races, I've seen Chris Fisher race in. I mean, he has a fast automobile there, I wouldn't be surprised he puts the heavy pressure. Even last week, watching Brad Dyer strong in the 56.
Alright, let's see how they go here in heat race number 1. 8 laps the distance. This again will light up the inside row. Green flag is out. Shane James on the loud pedal. We are underway for the first of 2 heat races here at the Fairbury Speedway. Round number 5 of the HornBlasters.com Super Late Model Series presented by Truspeed Motorsports. Dyer on the inside in the 56 trying to get by Chris Fisher, but Dyer made the mistake, and now here comes the 44 of Donald Swanson. He looks to the inside now. They're nearly 3 wide off turn 4.
They are, and one thing about it, Brad Dyer's a little tight right now, as you see him going in and racing. But you look at Shane James run that high line entering, allow Chris Fisher to catch up just for a tad. But once he got on straightaway, he just pulled him.
Yeah, this is obviously the time for Shane James just to test just a little bit, to go and put forward a step in the right direction in tonight's main event. Into turns 3 and 4 this time by will be 4 down, 4 to run here in the opening heat race of the night. Shane James, Chris Fisher. In fact, I don't even know what turn we're going into now. I think we're going into, there we go.
We're on the back straightaway into 3 now.
Yeah, these are very similar looking straightaways. I guess the only thing that sort of tells them apart is that flagman on the front straightaway.
That's right. He's not waving no flag yet.
Very Confucius, yellow. Shane James, Chris Fisher. Now Fisher up on the inside and into turn number 1 and 2. They run. It's James on the top side, Fisher on the low side. 1.5 to run, Steve. It's going to be close. Can Fisher get the job done? He's got 1 lap to do it.
That's right. You saw a previous lap as Shane James got a wall, allowing Chris Fisher to gain up on him a little bit. But As we go down the back straightaway, your heat race number 1 winner will look like this: Shane James in car number 3, HRE Motorsports. And then number 5, Chris Fisher. And then Donald Swanson, top 3. Or, I'm sorry, Brad Dyer, Donald Swanson.
Well, as quick as you like, heat number 1 is complete. We'll move into heat race number 2, where we are expected to have a full grid for this second heat race. And I'll let you go through and take a look now with your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid.
All right. In car number 07D, it's Davin Cardwell, the Monsters Dirt sponsorship. Outside of him in the D1RT entry is car number 42 of Jordan Casey. Then on your second row inside, in car number 93Z is Zachary DeLong. Outside of him in the 01 is Brent Fear. And then on your third row inside in car number 68 is Darren Literal. And on his outside in car number 14, it's going to be Ricky Sanders. And bringing up the rear in car number 5, Brad.
It seems you got the heat race, the harder names for the heat races, Steve.
I do. Hey, that's all right. And this one here, it's going to be a doozy with the 07 and the 42. You know, these two teams are both strong, have strong drivers as Pace Truck pulls in on the back. As it come out turn number 4, you see the 07 car loud pedal. Green flag is out. Jordan Casey to the high side, ducks underneath, coming out turn number 2, try to get underneath of the 07D of Davin Cardwell. Davin sticks to the high side. Jordan Casey goes to the bottom as it come out of, you know, this is so quick of a track for it. It's like as soon as you get your words out, they're already in the next turn.
Yeah, you can't really talk about turns 1 and 2 compared to turns 3 and 4. As you said, it's only a matter of seconds. Well, like I said, story of my life, only a couple of seconds.
And you look at Davin Cardwell right there, kind of squeezes off the 42 as he is your leader, as he takes, well, not takes the lead, but is leading on lap number 4 right now as they come to complete it. Out of turn number. Jordan Casey ain't giving up, that's for sure. He's running that bottom groove, bottom line as he exits out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Good side-by-side action for the front. You see Jordan Casey getting a little run, but the 07D and Davin has the momentum off the high side.
Yeah, Casey certainly putting it to Davin Cardwell on the low side through the turns at both ends of the racetrack, but Cardwell, he's got that right rear on the cushion. They come to 2 to go. That time bypasses that finish line into 1 and 2. Cardwell still running the top side. Casey still runs the low side. This could be an ominous sign for the feature event. Steve is, well, they'll get the wine flag and you can bring us home for the final time in heat number 2.
That's right, as Jordan Casey down the back straightaway. They're side by side, him in 07 to make the contact as it come out of 4. It's going to be the 42 car D1RT entry of Jordan Casey taking the win. And then Davin Cardwell will come home second, Zachary DeLong third, Brent Fear fourth, and fifth is Ricky J.
All right, 2-minute warm-up session. Of course, we want to thank our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. Of course, without them, none of this would be possible. You can check them out on our website. Head over to ultimatedirttv.com. Click on the sponsors tab. You can also click on the schedule tab as well. Of course, those wonderful people that help us on a season basis. Of course, so far, a big thank you to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, the World of Thunder iRacing League, National Oval Racing Association, JR Productions and Media, Monsters of Dirt, iRacing, iFlags, and Black Diamond Motorsports. We'll take a quick break and take this opportunity to step aside here on Ultimate Dirt TV and back in just a few moments' time with your HornBlasters.com Super Late Model main event live from the Fairbury Speedway. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV for the HornBlasters.com Super Late Model presented by Truspeed Motorsports main event, round number 5. Let's take a look now at your Ultimate Dirt TV starting grid and see how they line up in this one. We'll quickly go through the rows inside, outside. On row number 1, Shane James will start on pole. Jordan Casey will line up at a position 2. Chris Fisher will start position 3. Davin Cardwell will line up at a position number 4. Position 5 will be Brad Dyer. Zachary DeLong will start position number 6. Donald Swanson at a position 7. Brent Fayard will start at a position number 8. Corey Wenzel will start position 9. Ricky Sanders at a position 10. We go back to Darren Literal and Brad Gebhardt with 2 drivers not making this 14-car field. It'll make it 12 cars. Steve, just 12 cars again. So far, we've seen some pretty good racing throughout the heat race. That top and bottom groove proving to be.
Yes.
But who's going to win this one, do you think?
It's going to be Jordan Casey if the deer guy's back.
All right, well, drivers make their way to turn number 3. Out of turn number 4, we'll see the DirtOnDirt.com checkered flag starter. Lead them to the green flag as we are underway here in tonight's 100 lap main event. Shane James and Jordan Casey, they run side by side. Casey works to the outside through turn number 3 and 4, but James keeping back and keeping up on the inside just like Casey did with Davin Cardwell in the heat race. So lap 1 is in the books and Jordan Casey led that lap. We're about to complete lap number 2 and we've got a good 3-car battle up for the race leaders. Now here comes Davin Cardwell looking to the outside on Shane James.
There he is indeed as he's trying to get that second spot, running that high groove as it come out of turn number 4 this time down the front straightaway to complete lap number 3. And Shane James is sticking it to that bottom side as you see as Jordan Casey's kind of diamonding off of the turns. But there you see him, he's running the middle groove on turns 3 and 4. Down the front straightaway, complete lap number 4 of 100. As you look as Davin Cardwell starting to close in the gap as he's stuck to last couple laps the high side, but he's running the slider line this time as he exits turn number 4.
Into turn 1 and 2, we run 5 laps in the books. So far, Jordan Casey has led all 5 laps at this stage. Davin Cardwell right in second. Now, Steve, it's you're looking at high 12 second bracket. We'll round it up. We'll go 13 seconds a lap time as the yellow flag comes out. You look at 13-second lap times. Who was that? Kevin?
I don't know. I hope it wasn't the deer.
The what?
The deer. I hope the deer didn't get killed. You know how deer took out the radio.
I could have swore you said something else. Oh my God. Oh dear
It's
Lord.
not rated R Wednesdays yet.
Yeah, well, you never know.
I might be 2 days ahead, huh?
It could be Mad Monday. That's why I was like, what? Oh boy. This is what happens when you get sick. You tend not to pay attention. Well, that's what I'm going to go with, Steve. I'm sick.
There we go, because, I mean, poor thing, as pace truck pulls off in the back straightaway, as you see the 42 car Jordan Casey and Davin Cardwell side by side as they've been coming out turn number 4. Green flag is out. Jordan Casey on loud pedal, getting a good jump there. He goes straight to the bottom as you look at Cardwell to the top, angling down towards the bottom, going in turn number 3, trying to pull a slider on Casey as he does. Casey ducks underneath, come down the front straightaway.
Boy, if only this could last for another 90 laps, this would be absolutely outstanding. And so far, they've done it in the heat race. Now they're doing, and look, this is deja vu, Steve. Casey on the bottom side, Cardwell on the top side. This time it's a 100-lap main event. They've still got 88 to run, 89 to run, so they've got a little bit more than a heat race distance to go.
They do. Instead, this time, Casey giving Cardwell some candies. Cardwell trying to give Casey some candy so that way he can reel him in.
And all you got to do is just reach into his pocket and grab it, and you'll find some free candy. Cardwell cuts down low. Casey slides up. They switch lanes down into turn 1. Here comes Shane James and Chris Fisher. They're having a great side-by-side battle. Well, they were, but Chris Fisher now in the 5 car in that team, or that, the team V, or the TVR, the Team Vihilla Racing, I believe that is. Also, I think they got the Hunt the Front somewhere on that car. And again, Steve, you know all about the Hunt the Front guys. They've done a phenomenal job.
That's right. That's right. Right now, the Monsters of Dirt car, the 07D, will lead that lap. Devin Cardwell, as he comes out turn number 4 on the high side. Jordan Casey slides on up to the top as he will follow Cardwell out of turn number 4. Also, Fisher and Shane James. Fisher going to the bottom now, trying to slider line on Casey. Casey and Cardwell almost bunched up there on turn 3 or 2.
Now Cardwell looking for the first win. In fact, first win, I believe, since he's actually been given that ride. And I believe he's only brought it out just a couple of times. Maybe I'd have to, John, you'd know how many times Davin's debuted that paint scheme. But again, we'll see that over the next couple of nights anyway, especially on the Wicked Wednesday part of the night. But we've still got a couple of days until we get there. But right now, it's Jordan Casey right on the hunt of that 017, right on the back bumper as they come through turns number 3 of all this time by, as it's going to be Cardwell on the slider line. Casey stays on the top side. Fisher stays up top. And we go back to Shane James in 4th, and the battle on for 5th as well. 3 cars stuck in this battle. DeLong, Swanson, and Dyers. A good battle going on for 5th, 6th, and 7th.
That's right, as they come to complete 79 laps to go. And that time, Jordan Casey leads lap. Does a slider on the 07 car. 07 goes down to the bottom. He'll pull a slider on Casey on turn number 3. Casey ducks underneath. Coming out turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Casey will lead that, or yeah, he does lead that lap. And see Cardwell getting the wall a little bit. Brett, is, you know what? Don't look too far ahead. There's lap traffic.
Yeah, it's the 888 machine of Corey Wenzel looking to stay on the lead lap. He is in 12th position at the moment. This is the debut of the 07D for that new Monsters of Dirt livery right now. And boy, wouldn't this be a good start for Davin Cardwell? You know, to go 1 for 1 and, you know, potentially, you know, even 2 or even 3 for 3 in the next couple of days. And you know why it's fast? Because it's got my colours, the black and green.
It sure does that, Bob. That Monsters of Dirt, that's an awesome looking car, I can tell you that, that's for sure. As you look at Casey, I mean, he's given Cardwell everything he can have. And you got to say, this is 100 laps, and they're just going at it strong right now. And this is a big setup race. So it's all about driver at this point.
Yeah, it certainly is. One thing that, you know, to take note of too, Steve, when they get to the flags down on the front straightaway, look how slick it is on the top side. By the time they get into turns, you know, in the middle of 1 and 2, it goes away. It does the same in 3 and 4. Like okay, all 3 and 4s, you know, you got that slick line on the top side. But watch where Cardwell runs right now. Okay, yeah, there's a slick line, but look at the moisture coming off the turns compared to down the straightaways.
That's right. You know, we've been to Fairbury quite a bit, and you've seen how these long races, what tends to happen is the high side comes in for a while, then it goes to the bottom dominant, then back to the high side once they use the bottom up. And, I mean, this is kind of what we call a driver's track, basically. You got to be a good driver.
Yeah, you've got to really get up on the wheel. I'll tell you what was difficult, Steve, last week for me is we had a league race here, and I was actually running 3rd in points. My wheel actually stopped working, so I actually had to run a controller. I transferred through the B main, started I think 19th, and I got 11th with a controller around here.
Wow, that's pretty hard to do with the controller. And, you know, I mean, that's talent right there. As you look, they're fixing to put the number 5 car, Brad Gibbert almost a lap down as both drivers are side by side. Gilbert kind of in the way there. As see Casey underneath, going to almost make contact with him. Oh, they do make contact down the back straightaway. That will slow Casey up a little bit as that allows Cardwell to have Prempah 2-car length advantage now over Casey. Next car to go a lap down looks to be
01 of Brent Fayer.
Yes.
36 laps complete this time by as they come off of turn number 4. And what's that leave us with? 64 to run. So we still haven't hit the half race distance. And one thing I was going to make note before the caution, we ran up these lap times to say 13 seconds a lap. You know, you're averaging, you know, 4 laps a minute. You do the maths right now, and well, these drivers are going to be on track for just a little bit.
Well, you know, last week was at Eldor. We did 100 laps, you know, and was in the broadcast booth filling in for you, and we were done in an hour's time. I mean, I was really impressed. I mean, hardly any cautions here. As you see the 07 car get into the 01 a little bit with a slide job. Now Casey gets into him a little bit as Casey goes underneath him, slides on up as they go complete lap number 39.
You know, we're just talking about Hunt the front. Well, one of the guys, Jesse Hennigan, is just cheering in. So, Jesse, hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you guys, I think did I read something that you guys actually picked up a couple of feature wins on the weekend. So, good job. And, well, look at these 3 black and green cars. Darren Literal will lead this 3 car of the black and green machines, but Literal on the verge of going a lap down here in position number 8. Your leader, Davin Cardwell from Jordan Casey. Bit fairway back to Shane James in third, but right now it's just Cardwell who's absolutely dominating this race, Steve.
It is by Literal and Ricky Sanders running in front of him. You know, Ricky's kind of all over the track. That allows the 42 Jordan Casey to catch up to the 07 cars there, almost 3 wide down the front straightaway. Caution is.
Now, when you get a chance, take a look at the front of the 14 car, Ricky Sanders. This will give you. This is how old that paint scheme that he is running. He has got the first ever UDT logo. Now, it was a UDT back in the day when we first started, or when I first started this up. Now, compared to, you know, you look at the new logo. So, I mean, it just goes to show you right now that how often Sanders runs these late models.
That's right, as he's been really dominant in the sprint car side of things. And, you know, he does make his appearance in the late models and leagues. So, all right, so right now we're on lap number 46. Fixing to complete lap number 46.
We're going to have 53 to go.
That's right, as the cars are starting to double up. Pace truck pulling off into the infield on the back straightaway. Davin Cardwell will lead the field with Jordan Casey with a fast pace, and he's on the loud pedal out of turn number 4. And you know, he got kind of close to that tire. As you look, Jordan Casey ducks underneath him down the back straight.
I think this is the break that Casey needed, was a yellow just to bring the field back into that, you know, 2x2 and, you know, a clear. Oh, Casey, look out! He half spun the car. And Chris Fisher slightly tagged the back, and I was just going to say that could have been the break that Casey needed, you know, to give these guys another clear track, and, well, just an opportunity for these guys just to hit the reset button, and, oh, we're going to be halfway home this time by 50 down, 50 to run off at turn number 4. Cardwell continues to lead Casey, and the battle between Fisher and James is still going on as well.
And, you know, what's happening right now is the track is starting to get, you know, slicker and slicker, and they're right on that wall, and they hit the wall just right. It grabs them and will send them wherever direction it decides to. As we see many cars, you remember we was doing a World Thunder race when Fairbury first came out for it, and remember a 360 car hit the wall and it pushed it backwards down on the back straightaway. I
do remember that, yeah. He, I think it was hitting the wall coming out of turn 4, just that opening there, and actually after he'd hit the wall, it wasn't even the wall, it was like an invisible wall. And obviously, you know, when the tracks first come out, there tends to be, you know, I'm going to use the word glitches because that's what it was. Now, obviously, with a couple of updates later, that's obviously been fixed, but, you know, when you're that close to the wall without even touching the wall and it sends you going backwards, that was one thing that these drivers had to be careful of.
That's right. Hello, Howie Weaver. How you doing, Howard? But as you see, he never
talks in my stream. I don't know. He just doesn't like me.
Why?
I don't know. He doesn't like me.
Wow. Howie. As they're working on lap number 57 now, it's Cardwell going down the back straightaway. Jordan Casey still chasing them. Hey, look, Chris Fisher still in third. Shane James in fourth. But, you know, that caution did and allowed the 14 of Ricky Sanders to move up into 5th spot. Brad Dyer in 6th, and Donald Swanson in 7th. Darren Literal in 8th, and Britton Fear in 9th.
Well, just goes to show you a blessing in disguise for some drivers. You know, Sanders been able to work. He was on the verge of going a lap down, and now, as you said, now runs inside of the top 5 in 5th position at the moment. As look, you just see what I seen, didn't you?
I did. Well, hello.
Which one?
Howie, we love you too, and you know, and everybody. Go ahead, Brett.
I don't. Yeah, it's just saying Howard. This is the best broadcast combination you could hope for. Look at Shane James working the outside again. He's actually trying to. He's making a move back into 3rd spot with just under 40 laps to go right now. James, in fact, well, he makes that mistake in getting into the wall, and Fisher moves up to the top. But man, Carver really the class of the field at the moment.
That's right. Hello, Tommy Checker. Or whoever that might be. Who's that? Is that the boss man?
Yeah, that should be Tommy.
Well, Tommy, we had a deer. We had a deer on the track right on our first caution, Tommy. But we haven't spotted no elephants yet, I promise you.
What about the goats? Where are the goats?
No goats.
You liar, Howard. You didn't quit racing. You barely watch my streams anyway.
As he completes lap number 65 is David Cardwell, as he has right about a 4-car length advantage over car number 42, T1RT driver Jordan Casey, as Cardwell be coming up on a lap car pretty shortly of Brent Fear in the 01 as he come out turn number 2 down the back straightaway. As you see right there, you see 42 going to the bottom, trying to use the slider line to catch the speed, but he's losing it, Brett.
It's not looking all that well for Jordan Casey at the moment. Jeez, David Cardwell, doesn't he look good on the top side of the racetrack? He just looks so smooth. And Steve, it's got to be hard, you know, to try and put 100 laps on the top side without hitting that wall. And of course, you know, you can tell when the drivers hit the wall, but you've also got to be careful on that slider line because, you know, you got a number of things to keep in mind. That inside tyre, try not to overdrive it, try not to drive into the wall. And there's that contact with that wall, just you sort of see it straighten the car out, and you can gain a little bit of speed if you just tap the wall on the right angle.
Ah, so that's Howard watching with the checkers and records. Well, and also, we're not going to do elephant rides no more. The elephant poo is not working for us. I mean, we're going to go with donkeys. They're more kid-friendly.
Ew.
Oh, Cardwell in the wall, allowing Jordan Casey to catch right up to him as they complete lap number 72.
Yeah, there was this one time where Howard Weaver used to watch a lot of my streams, but then he became a famous iRacing World of Outlaws competitor, and since that day, it's been rest in peace. You know, we love Howard here. We are his #1 fan.
You know, Howard Weaver, I used to have to go ask his mommy if he can come out and play with us because, you know, it's so popular.
I mean, there was a time where he used to give me a free autograph, and he was just like, just
oh, slide job!
Yeah, it's coming. It already happened. Don't worry about it. There's going to be about another 15 of those to come in the next 25 laps, Steve. Yeah.
All right, so
Howard Weaver's been signing autographs to me since day one, and you know, he's like, just keep them. They're gonna become really popular one day. You'll be able to sell them for a lot of money. I didn't listen.
Let me guess. You used them for toilet paper.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would not put Howard Weaver in that sort of company.
As you see, the top 2 drivers start to close up on lap traffic as they see Darren Literal Head and Cody Swanson in the 44. And Brad Dyer, as you see, 68 in the wall in front of the 07. 07 takes defensive action, slides to the bottom, slides onto the top, out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Jordan Casey going to the high side, sticking to it as Cardwell into the wall. Casey into him. Whoa! Casey directly to the bottom, gets into the 68, coming out turn number 4. They're almost side by side down the front straightaway.
Look, we've been telling Tommy to get us on. We'll jump on any time you need us to. There's no doubting that one. Oh, Casey!
Oh, Cardwell!
Oh, that was unbelievable. Casey got into the side of Cardwell, and then Casey obviously stayed off the gas just so it didn't sort of spin him out, and, well, they kept the back going again, but, boy, it was tough to get by the 68 of Literal just then. It was actually, just trying to hold his line and let the guys go on by, but, boy, as they get into heavier traffic right now, I mean, this race, especially coming to the closing stages of this race, this is going to be interesting, Steve.
It definitely is, as they complete lap number 83. As Cardwell sees Cody Swanson ahead, and he's just hoping that Cody don't choke up when he gets right up to his bumper.
Just quietly, that's Donald Swanson.
Donald, I don't know where I got Cody from.
I don't know where you got Cody Swanson from. There's no Cody in the race.
I've been saying that all night. I don't know where I got that from. Oh, I call it the old brain syndrome. How about that?
Oh, slide jump by Casey. Oh, boy. He parked it on the nose of Cardwell. And Casey going to fall off about some 5-6 car lengths right now. But, well, as long as Davin Cardwell can just hit his marks on the top side and just continue to pick off these laps, I dare say that 07D, the Monsters of Dirt of Davin Cardwell, may just visit the victory lane.
That's right. You see Casey trying to give it everything he can, throwing the sliders, trying to do the slider line, run high on that wall. But this track is now officially wore out, Brett.
Oh, well, I was going to go with a reference, but I thought, you know what, maybe not just yet.
Yeah, not with my metaphors. Mine don't seem to come out right. Or they come out right, they just have a different meaning than what people think.
Yeah, it might come out, but I come in.
As David Cardwell will lead lap number 90. 10 laps to go. The super late model.
I feel like the camera's been on Casey and Cardwell all night. I mean, when you got these guys that are, battling it out for the lead for almost 100 laps, it's hard to go elsewhere and look at the other guys on the racetrack.
Definitely, and you see now the 42 car caught back up with 07D. As they go in turn number 1 and 2, as you see Brad Dyer. Brad Dyer trying not to go a lap down. As you see, small track for these super late models, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. But, I mean, you still can go 3 wide around this racetrack. There's a potential chance you can go 4 wide, but you've got to have the right combination of drivers and the right sort of track conditions for that to happen. Oh, 5-6 to go, 5.5 to go.
That's right, 5.5 to go, and you see Mr. Matulis now watching with us.
He's talking about an all-star started lineup that I was watching.
Yes. The godfather of dirt race iRacing, and you got the young kid, the World of Outlaw champion. As you look as these laps closing down, as you see Jordan Casey getting back up to the bumper of the 07 car, track's wore out as they were lightly on the gas. Trying not to make a mistake is the young Davin Cardwell in 07D, the Monsters of Dirt. Late.
Well, as they come to 2 laps to go, this time by past the start-finish line. The popsicle sticks are being away from the flagman. Cardwell, Casey, nose to tail. Here goes Casey hits the inside tyre, and that was his opportunity, and that is going to trigger the caution just before they got the white flag. And I'll have to wait and see if we got green-white checkers on, Steve.
I don't know. We'll find out when they cross the start-finish line. But, the 42 car will run out the caution.
Checkers are out.
All right. It's the young child, the 07D of Davin Cardwell, bringing home the win in the Monsters Dirt Super Late Model. Jordan Casey in his D1RT entry will finish 2nd, and Chris Fisher will come home 3rd. Shane James with HRE comes home 4th, and Brad Dyer in the car number 56 will be your top.
6 is going to be Donald Swanson, Darren Literal, Ricky Sanders, Brent Fayer, and Zachary DeLong. And that's your top 10. Brad Gabbett and Corey Wentz will make up positions number 11 and 12. Steve will take this opportunity just to step aside just quickly. We'll get our top three hopefully in for a quick chat, and we'll let these guys, and we'll get their thoughts on how their race went. We'll take a quick break and come back on the other side of this with your post-race interviews. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV for the HornBlasters.com Super Late Model Main Event presented by Truspeed Motorsports. Steve, round number 5 is complete, and we'll get to chat to your top 3 here in just a moment, but just a quick debrief on that one. A track that was very, very worn out here in these super late models, and well, these boys put on a bit of a show, especially with the likes of Davin Carbwell and Jordan Casey. It went right down to the wire there. Well, that was just the third caution in 100 laps. So we'll chat to your top 3 right now. We'll get the win, getting the win here in the 07D car, the first and the debut paint scheme of that 07D. Davin Carbwell, congratulations on this victory, boy. What a race from start to finish. It started with the heat race between yourself and Jordan, and went I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It went into the main event well over 100 laps. It was a tough race. What was it like, especially those last sort of 15, 20 laps when the track was really slick? What was it like as well down the straightaways when you got to about the halfway down the straightaways, especially more on the front straightaway where the flagman stands? It got real slick there, and then all of a sudden, coming out of sort of turn number 2, there was a whole lot of moisture there. What was that trying to sort of get around that and get around that difficulty? Well, you debut a new paint scheme here tonight in that 07D car. You had a phenomenal race, a phenomenal night all night, and well, you get another win here in. Is this your second win? Did you win? Did you win last week? Hang on, this is not going to make any sense because I had you muted the whole time. So how about we start that again?
Yeah. Anyways, we Jordan was the fastest car all night, and we had something breaking the rear end.
What a rookie error. See, Steve, this is why I don't get paid the big dollars anymore.
So, Davin, did you catch any candy that Jordan Casey was trying to throw at you?
Not sure. I have to go check.
Oh, okay.
You caught a rear bumper once or twice there, I see.
Oh yeah, but it was just racing. Nothing to get mad about. Me and Jordan always has good battles. Besides the last time we was racing, that was kind of my fault.
How tough was it to try and put 100 laps around here, knowing that the top side was probably going to be the fastest way around, considering that you guys are just sort of inches away from that wall and trying to ride that cushion? How difficult is it, to, and what goes through your mind as well throughout this feature event, to try and consistently put those laps up top?
Honestly, I'm not really good on top here, but you just gotta enter like right to the middle and come off the top. But if you get too high, you're gonna catch the wall too easy.
All right, well, congratulations on the win here at the Fairbury Speedway in the HornBlasters.com Super Late Model main event. We'll let you get to celebrating quickly, and we'll let you thank some people and some sponsors as well.
Honestly, I just want to thank everyone at Monster Dirt for giving the opportunity to me, and John for everything he does, and thank y'all for the broadcast and Dream Motorsports.
All right, Davin Carwell there home in the first place. Steve, we'll throw it to yourself, because this is where the real bucks are made with Stephen McMillan.
That's right. Good. Well, good afternoon, Jordan Casey. How are you, sir?
Just great.
Just great. You know, one thing we did see you try to feed the little child some candy, trying to rule him back in. You know, and that didn't really work too well for.
It was working good. I mean, I was having fun. It was a
I
pretty fun
mean,
race to drive. I could reel them in, I feel like, whenever I wanted to. And then one time on one run, I couldn't. But I don't know. I just felt good. So I was trying to be patient. And then I started throwing sliders and didn't really work out.
right. Yeah, we saw you get in the wall. We saw you almost get spun out when you by
Ran
Chris
out of 10 heat.
Fisher. You know, when you spun it sideways almost, Chris Fisher getting into you a little bit, but you straightened it back out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault completely. I just whipped it a little bit too much in the one there and damn near lost it. So that was my bad. If he got in the back of me, it was completely
Right.
my fault.
Oh, well, who's your favorite teammates, honorary teammate?
Honorary?
Yeah.
Stephen McMillan, I guess, and fucking Brett Willer.
Oh, it's like pulling teeth out of you. Oh, gotcha. So anyway, who you'd like to thank tonight as your sponsors on the car?
Everybody at D1RT, Eddie Livingston for letting me be a part of the team. Everybody else that helps it goes. Jim Emery, Supermoon Graphics, thanks for the paint, and that's about it. You guys for broadcasting.
All right.
I
It's
want Brett to interview me next time. I'm sick of talking to him.
Yeah, well, you know what?
well, you know
Maybe
what?
if you've done a better job and you pulled your finger out, and how about you win one of these races, then you might get to talk to me.
Brett, you're the last person to talk about winning races ever.
Won plenty of races. It's not my fault. You
Oh,
just. I was gonna say you're a has been, but you wasn't even a bean. So get out of here. Get out of my room. Just remember, Jordan, I always get the last say. We'll bring in our third place driver here tonight in caliber 5. It's going to be Chris Fisher. Chris, congratulations on this third place run. It was a case of yourself and Shane James fighting it out for a number of laps before you get the edge over that driver, and we come home third. Talk about your run. Chris, got a copy? He probably fell asleep because Jordan took too long. Chris, you got a copy? Yeah, no, guess not. Oh, no Chris Fisher. Jordan Casey took up too much airtime.
That's right.
That's typical. Anyhow, that'll wrap us up. P.S. Steve, thank you once again for your contributions here tonight. I'm sure we'll see you in a couple of nights' time for the Monsters of Dirt Pro and Super Late Models. Should be a fun Wednesday as usual.
That's right. And, you know, actually coming up next, I'm going to, while you do your your broadcast for your 360 League with World Thunder, I'm going to actually broadcast on the World Thunder.
All right, so make sure you make sure you head over to the World of Thunder iRacing League on Facebook. Give them a like and a follow. Broadcasting in about an hour and 20 minutes. We are away from that show. So again, there'll be two streams. There'll be obviously a stream from Race Control here on Ultimate Dirt TV, but an official broadcast on the World of Thunder page with Steve McMillan on the cameras and on the mic as well. Of course, a big shout out to our sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. A big thank you to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, the World of Thunder iRacing League, National Oval Racing Association, JR Productions and Media, Monsters of Dirt, iRacing, iFlags, and Black Diamond Motorsports. On behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, the management behind the scenes, we say farewell and good night. We'll see you back on Wednesday night. And until then, be safe.